Hey everybody, this is Brett, and tonight I'd like to tell you about my big idea for America. And tonight on the news, on NBC, once again they had another candidate telling his or her big idea for the country and what they think is really important that we need to change. And none of them are mentioning what my big idea is. And I think that by far and away, my big idea for this country is way more important. And it's something that people just don't want to talk about. And what we need to do, basically, is ban processed foods and chemicalized foods in this country. A long time ago, somebody said, "You are what you eat." And if that is even half true, if it's even a quarter true, and I believe it to be largely true, then the people in this country are toxic and full of bacteria and heavy metals and pesticides and fat. If you look around, walk down the street of any town, big or small, in this country, and you will see that people are big and fat, and the older they get, the sicker they get, and therefore then the more full of prescription drugs they get. Why aren't any of the other candidates talking about this issue? Okay, because this is the most important issue by far, more so than any Iran or Russia or Trump story that you've seen on the news or ever. It's bigger than anything that you've ever seen in the news, and I don't care how old you are. And I will look you right in the camera and tell you that it's absolutely true. And if things don't change, then I'm telling you that the weak immune systems of the millions and millions of people in this country are going to show up to be their downfall. Because there's going to be some kind of a virus, there's going to be some kind of an illness that's going to come along, and the antibiotics that have been touted in the past as being such a miracle, that are now realized as being not such a great miracle and actually detrimental to people's health. That's not going to save us. It's not going to save anyone. And we need to start learning about herbs. And we need to start learning about relaxing and sleeping more so that our bodies can heal from all of these problems that we've created for ourselves. So it's not just America now, because America has spread its shit all over the world. McDonald's and all of the rest have been spread all over the world. And people want to go fast. That's another disease that needs to be cured. Because speed does not heal a human body and a human mind. It doesn't work like that. I'm here to tell you the truth. And these are my big ideas for America. And I have a whole lot of them. But guess what? Nobody's gonna, well, not nobody, but few people are going to ever vote for me, and I'm not going to run for president. This is all just a hypothesized scenario thing, so that I can get my point over, my many points over, of what my ideas, my big ideas for America and for the world are. Okay, so people need to get real. That's another one. And I know that that sounds very general or maybe corny or whatever, but it's absolutely true that people need to get real. And what do I mean by that? Well, people are living these lifestyles of where they are like fake. They're plastic. I went to the thrift store the other day to buy some shirts because, you know, I want to save money right now, in all honesty. Business is slow, and those of you that have been thinking about any of my products, I could sure use some help with some purchasing of those products. But I went to the thrift store the other day just to buy some t-shirts because I knew I could get some cheap ones, and I'm like looking through, I found 5 of them. And then I looked on the tag, and guess what? They were all 40% polyester. I put them all back. That's kind of a perfect example of how our world is 40% fake. Really. And I mean specifically not just clothes, but everything people do is practically half not even real. Their lifestyles of what they're doing, they completely live on their devices. They're not doing anything like, only a small percentage of the things that they're doing are like things that people used to do, like gardening and bicycling or walking, just simple and natural things. You don't have to travel to go out and go for a walk. I go out and I go for a walk, and how many people do I see walking on the road out there? This is the country. The air is beautiful and clear. And you would think that people would be doing that, but they're not. You know what they're doing? They're driving by me at 60 to 70 miles an hour on this little road, this little country road, in their giant truck mobile things with big baffles on them so that they sound loud. So that's what they're investing their money in. Giant trucks and all kinds of shit, like and so these are some of my ideas, and few people are going to vote for me, but those of you that really know the truth, okay, so I'm here to tell you the truth. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or a whatever, a libertarian or a Greenpeacer, whatever it is that you are, you should be walking to work if you live within a couple of miles. You should be riding a bicycle if you live within, say, 3 or 4 or 5 miles to work, so that you can get exercise and so that you're not burning gas into the air. And a lot of you understand that we've got a major problem here in regards to 5G. And this is another red flag that's going up, that's telling all of us that, hey, we need to get away from the cities because they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen. They're going to install all these transmitters every block on every city in America so that they can have faster internet speeds. And I believe it to be very dangerous. But nobody is going to listen to that, and therefore they're not going to vote for me, even theoretically, even as like a joke. Whatever. They're not going to vote for somebody that has these kinds of crazy ass ideas in their heads about eating whole foods, avoiding doctors and drugs, and avoiding toxicity in all forms that are damaging to their health. I'm telling you that the most important issue is your health. That's all. The most important issue is your health. And if you sacrifice, America, if you sacrifice your health for money, you got a big problem. And that's exactly what you're doing. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. Go to brettsnaturalhealth.com and please support this channel. Thank you.